Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betkraft. And today is a beautiful Friday morning, 23rd day of August 2024. And as usual, we have so many games going on across the globe. And amongst these many games that we selected a few, and we looked into this few, bringing our in-depth analysis on these games, and bringing it forward for you. All right. That's what we do it on a daily basis. And I want to ask those of us who actually are coming across our video for the first time and that are yet to subscribe to our videos to kindly hit the subscribe button down there so that you don't miss out on our daily games that always come up on this channel, okay, every day. Okay, that being said, without further ado, let's head to the business of the day. And today we're starting with the very first match, and it is in French Ligue 1. We'll have Paris Saint-Germain will be up against Montpellier. And as usual, we will always take a look at how these two teams have performed in recent games, and also look at the performances from home and away perspective, and come up with our verdicts for that very encounter. So when you look at Paris Saint-Germain, the home side, they've been able to achieve 4 victories in the past recent 6 games that they had, and they've also had 2 draws. And the away side, on the other hand, Montpellier, in recent games that they played so far, have seen them achieving just 1 victory and 1 draw, as well as 4 losses in the past 6 games that they had so far. And looking at how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can also see that the home side, Paris Saint-Germain, in recent home games that they had so far, have been able to achieve 3 wins and also 3 draws in the past recent 4 draws actually in the past home games, and they've lost 3 games. All right, losing to Borussia Dortmund and Toulouse. That was in May this year. All right, but the West Ham Montpellier have been able to win 4 games from away, and they've also had 2 draws as well as 4 losses in the past 10 away games that they had so far. But also taking a look at the head-to-head performances for both sides, we take into account how these two teams have performed in the last meeting. We'll see that it was a match this year, and on that occasion we saw Paris Saint-Germain defeating the side by 6 goals to 2. And prior to that, we also saw Paris Saint-Germain November last year beating the side by 3 goals to 0. And we look at the last 10 head-to-head meetings. You can see that it has always been Paris Saint-Germain who has been very dominant of this very tie, seeing that they've won on 9 occasions out of 10, and the other one being a draw. And there's never been a time Montpellier have been able to defeat Paris Saint-Germain in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. So putting all that together, we do expect to see Paris Saint-Germain, the home side, to achieve a win in this very one. It is home win. That's what we expect in this very encounter. And that takes us to the next for the day. It is German second division, where we have Karlsruher coming up against Elversberg. Okay, and Karlsruher, the home side, have won 5 games in recent encounters, but they've also had 1 draw. All right, 5 games and 5 wins and 1 draw in the past 6 recent encounters for the home side. And the away side, on the other hand, Elversberg have managed to achieve 2 victories in the past 6 games, but they've also had 3 draws as well as 1 loss in the past 6 recent encounters. When you look at the performances for both sides, from home and away perspective, you can always see that the home side, Karlsruher, have been able to achieve 7 victories in the past 10 home games, and they've lost 3 out of those 10 home games that they played out so far. That tells you that 70% of the home matches have always resulted to a win for the home side, and the away side, on the other hand, playing from away, have been able to achieve 4 victories playing from away. They've also had 1 draw as well as 5 losses in the past 10 away games that they had so far. So, and looking at how these two teams have fared from head-to-head performances, looking at how they performed, we can see that the last 2 times both teams met saw Karlsruher winning from home, and also the last time was in May, defeating the side from away by 3 goals to 0 on that occasion. So that tells you that the home side, Karlsruher, has the upper hand in this one, and we really do expect the home side achieving the result in this. It is home win. That's our party for that very game. Okay, and that will push us to the next for the day, and it is in Northern Ireland, where we have Carrick Rangers who will be up against the Glentoran. Okay, and looking at Carrick Rangers' performances, you could see that the home side, they've been able to achieve 3 wins in the past 6 games that they have so far. They've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw in the past 6 recent encounters. And Glentoran, their away side, have won 4 games in the past 6, losing 1 and drawing 1 in the past 6 recent encounters. And looking at how the two teams have performed from a home and away perspective, all right, you could see that the home side, Carrick Rangers have achieved 4 victories in the past 10 home games, and they've also had 1 draw, but have lost 5 matches in the past 10 home games that they had so far. But the away side, on the other hand, have won 7 games from away, losing 2 and drawing 1 okay, on that occasion. So the last 6 away games that they played out so far, I've seen them achieving a win. But what is also more prominent for both sides is that these are two teams that actually produce a lot of goals, and you can see that the away side in all 10 away games that they had so far, 8 out of those 10 actually saw them scoring a lot of goals, and the last the last 3 away games that they had saw them playing out a 6-0 victory. And when you look at how these two teams have performed from head-to-head performances, you can see that it is actually a testament of goals. And in the past 10 head-to-head meetings for both sides have always produced a lot of goals. 9 out of 10 have actually seen a lot of goals, over 2.5. So in this very encounter, we still do expect to see a lot of goals in this one, and it is either side to win and over 2.5. That's all for that very encounter. And that takes us to the very next game for the day, and it is in Wales Feeders League, where we have Miners Welfare coming up against Holywell. Miners Welfare have won just 1 game in the past 6 games, but they've also had 2 draws as well as 3 losses in the past 6 recent encounters. And looking at Holywell, their away side, they've been able to achieve 4 victories, but they've also lost 2 games in the past recent 6 encounters. All right, when you bring it down to how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side, we have the past 8 records for the home side. We saw that they've been able to achieve 3 victories in the past 8 home games, but they've lost they've lost 5 out of those 8 home games that they played out so far. So on the away side, on the other hand, Holywell have managed to achieve 7 victories from away, but they've also lost 2, drawing 1 in the past 10 away games that they played out so far. So when you look at that and look at how they performed in the last head-to-head meeting for both sides, you can see that Holywell was able to achieve victory against Miners Welfare on that occasion by defeating them by 3 goals to 1. That was earlier this month, and we still do expect the away side Holywell to achieve a result and win our shot in this. It is a win. That's what we expect for this very encounter. And that takes us to the next game that we have for you. And actually, the next game is in Czech Republic, where we have Prostejov coming up against Soshina Jihlava, the away side. And when you look at Prostejov, the home side have won just a single game in the past 6 recent encounters, but they've had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the past 6 games that they had. And the away side Jihlava have managed 3 draws, but they've also had 3 losses in the past 6 away games. And 6 games actually, not really away games, but when you look at how they perform from one away perspective, you can see that the home side have been able to achieve 6 victories in the past 10 home games, but they have lost 3 games out of those 6, out of those 10, but also having a draw, 1 draw. All right, that shows that they've won 60% of their home games, and in my opinion, they're not doing badly. And looking at their away side, Jihlava have managed to achieve just 2 victories in the past 10 away games. They've actually had 1 draw, but have lost 7 games out of those 10 away games that they played out so far. And last 4 away games that they played out so far have seen them losing all 4. And that tells you how poor they were, in the past away games that they had. So looking at how they're fared from head-to-head perspective, you can see that the home side, the past meeting for both sides was in April this year. We saw Prostejov winning Jihlava from home on that occasion by 3 goals to 0 on that occasion. So putting all that together, with all of this information, we still expect the home side, Prostejov, to achieve a result in this, and it is the home side to either win or draw and under 3.5. That's all for that very game. Home win or draw and under 3.5. That's what we expect. Okay, and that will take us to the next game for today, and it happened to be the last for the day. And it's in Latvia, where we'll have Grobina FC, who will be up against Jelgava. Okay, when you look at Grobina, the home side, they've been able to achieve 2 wins. They've also had 1 draw as well as 3 losses in the past recent 6 games that they had so far. And looking at the away side, they've lost the entire 6 games that they played out in recent games. They've lost all the 6 games. And looking at their performances from home and away perspective, and you can see that Grobina, the home side, have been able to achieve 4 victories in the past 10 home games. They've had 1 draw, but they've lost 5 out of those 10 games that they played out so far. And when you look at their away side, on the other hand, Jihlava have managed just a single victory in the past 10 away games, but have lost 9 out of those 10 away games that they played out so far. So that tells you that it is a very a losing side, especially when they're playing from away. And when you look at the head-to-head perspective for for both sides, you can see that the last time they met was in June this year. We saw Grobina on that occasion grabbing victory, winning by 4-2 on that occasion. But prior to that, we also saw Jihlava playing from home, defeating Grobina by 2-1, and that tells you that it's more likely a home affair in this very one, seeing that the last time Grobina played from home, they were able to achieve victory, against Jelgava by 4-2. So would you expect home side to win or draw in this very encounter and under 4.5? Home win or draw and under 4.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter. All right, that brings our predictions for you today on Betkraft to a conclusion. I wish you the very best of luck and hoping that your ticket goes winning once again. And also remember to play responsibly. It's only a football game. Anything can happen. That being said, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is Saturday, and there's going to be lots of games happening tomorrow. So we'll be also coming with our predictions. And but until then, keep winning.